Warriors of Matrimony, written by Kenneth E. Fultz, Jr., narrated by Derilli. Chapter 7, Promise. Annala walked down the dirt road that had a forest on both sides of it. "Annala!" a voice called. Annala looked over to her right. Kalich leapt from tree branch to tree branch. He landed on the road behind his wife. "You actually made it," Annala said. Kalich stood up to face her. "I told you I would." Annala shut her eyes. "Do you really believe that the Saron army won't find and kill you?" "I'm not dying until I know my family is safe," Kalich said. Annala opened her eyes. Kalich patted her on the shoulder as he walked past her. "Come on, we're wasting daylight." Annala walked after him. Back in Shiwang that night, Saronian soldiers ran down the street. "Look everywhere and make sure you find those red sharks." Down an alleyway, the sewer drain cover had been removed. Tyson climbed down the ladder with Calidora on his back. The moonlight shined in from above with lights built into the sewer system, with a walkway and running water that was mostly clean. Tyson stepped down on the platform below. "Why are we down here?" Calidora asked. "Because it's the perfect place to hide." Tyson wrapped his arms under Calidora's legs to support her. He turned to the right where Jason, Mason, and Rayson walked out of the shadows. "There you guys are." Tyson noticed two of his friends were missing and looked around the others to find them. "Where are Nason and Basin?" Mason closed his eyes, trying to hold back his tears. Jason looked down in sadness. "What's wrong?" Tyson questioned. "They didn't make it," Jason answered. Mason pointed at Calidora. "You should have never taken that girl. She's no use to—" Tyson stepped forward. "Enough!" Tyson shifted his eyes over to the side. "If we stay here, we'll all be killed." Tyson focused back on his crew. "We need to escape." "How?" Jason questioned. "I have a plan." Kalich and Annala traveled down the valley road. A town was in the distance. They spotted Captain Hao, a powerful, lovely warrior in captain's gear, with her two guards. Kalich and Annala stopped a few feet away from the group. "Annala, I was sent by Captain Xia to retrieve you," the female captain said. "Captain Hao," Annala replied. The captain's guards pointed their spears at Kalich. Kalich stepped back, taking up a defensive position. "But you were supposed to come alone. Not bring this man with you," Captain Hao said. Annala shifted her eyes over to the only man in the area. "My husband insisted on coming." "Camgonian men are not allowed in Saron without permission," Captain Hao insisted. Kalich eyed the captain. "I came for my daughter." "Ha! Go home before you get hurt." A burning red glow outlined Kalich's form, having his hair slightly rise. "Move it." One of the guards thrust her spear point straight at Kalich. Kalich pulled out the dagger attached to his right leg, using the blade to knock the point over his shoulder. The spear tip touched the red energy, destroying it. Kalich grabbed onto the spear, busting it apart with his powers. The soldier fell back from the blast and rolled down the hill. The second guard swung her spearhead from the other side that came at Annala. Annala ducked under it and leapt backward. Kalich stuck out his hand toward the spear. He formed an energy ball that he launched out. The blast broke the spear apart and sent the woman flying back. Captain Hao flipped back out of the blast and landed on the ground, sliding backward with one hand on the ground. She looked up as the dust cleared. "Give me back my daughter," Kalich said. I've never seen a man so ruthless before," Captain Hao commented. Annala looked up to see the strong glow around Kalich. Kalich stood tall and strong. I never imagined that Kalich was this powerful. Annala put her hand over her heart. Her eyes shimmered. Captain Hao waved her hand from her side to the front. "I'll admit you're a better man than most, but still—" Chains were designed out of the ground, wrapping around Kalich's ankles and wrists. The top chains rose up in the hillsides on both sides of the road, holding his arms out. Kalich bit down on his teeth. He grabbed a hold of the chains. "You think this can hold me?" Kalich used his energy to blast the chains that went all the way up the hills. When the dust cleared, there was only smoke on the chains that bound him. Kalich stared at them, confused. Captain Hao stood up straight. "I designed those chains to be blast-proof. You're at my mercy." Captain Hao stuck her hands out to the side. She formed 2 sleek-style, double-edged swords. She charged forward while throwing her arms back for extra speed. Captain Hal leapt into the air. She lifted one of the swords over her head so she could cut him down the middle.
This is what happens when you fight against Saron.
Kalich's energy sharpened, ripping apart the chains. Kalich landed on the ground on all 4s. He rolled back, just barely getting out of the way of the strike. Captain Hal sliced a few hairs off his head before her sword crashed to the ground. The ground broke apart under the force of the blade. Captain Hal looked up.
How?
Kalich placed his hand on his knee as he pushed himself back up the stand.
Blasts aren't the only way to destroy. If there is a way, I can alter my energy into that form.
Kalich's energy faded from around him as he caught his breath. I never knew that. Annala studied Kalich. His power is the complete opposite of Saron. Does that mean other Camgonians will be able to use it? Captain Hal swung one of her swords to the side.
I won't allow you to get past me.
Lines formed around Kalich, which he quickly noticed. The lines formed 2 blades that fit over his arms, with grips beneath them and a long chain in the back to attach the weapons. Kalich grabbed a hold of the weapon, wondering where it came from. He looked back to see Annala with her hand sticking out toward him.
Annala?
Captain Hal narrowed her eyes in disgust.
Traitor!
Kalich, hurry up and finish this so we can save our daughter, Annala said. Captain Hal leapt at Kalich. Kalich turned around to face her. He blocked with the left blade. He pushed it over to the side and moved back. The 2 exchanged several blows with each other as the other blocked. They leapt around and avoided with great skill. Captain Hal swung across her blade once again, cutting Kalich's cheek as he tried to avoid her. Kalich flipped high in the air and threw the right blade down at Captain Hal. Captain Hal knocked it aside, then went back after Kalich. Kalich pulled on the chain to bring it back. The Saronian captain saw it coming, spinning through the air to avoid it. Kalich grabbed a hold of the blade again and landed. The blade exchange started up again, with Captain Hal adding in spins to her style. Annala watched everything closely. I can't believe how strong he is. Kalich landed on his toes as he was pushed back. Another blade came down at him that he knocked aside. Was he really this strong all along? Annala questioned. Are men really strong? Kalich surrounded himself in red energy. Captain Hal swung her 2 swords down at Kalich's blade that blocked his front. The swords broke on impact. Captain Hal moved back to give herself space. She shifted her eyes over to Annala.
You traitor!
Captain Hal stuck her arm out toward Annala. Kalich looked in Annala's direction. A design instantly formed a cord with a sharp bullet point. Kalich sprinted in his wife's direction. The cord shot straight at Annala. She didn't have any time to react. A foot stepped across the grass. Blood splattered on Annala's shocked face. Kalich! Why? Kalich was struck through the side by the cord that the trajectory had thrown off from Annala. Kalich looked back at her with a smile.
Because I swore to protect you.
Kalich coughed up blood as he fell back. Annala caught him, lowering him down to the ground.
You idiot! I could have protected myself.
Isn't that sweet? You can die together, Captain Hal said. Annala and Kalich looked forward to see Captain Hal coming out of the sky with a new sword in hand.
If you want to threaten my family, then I'll treat you like anyone else.
Kalich's body surrounded itself in red energy again. He took his right hand off the blade's grip and balled it up. He forced himself up and threw his fist out. Captain Hal stabbed her blade forward.
Die, garbage!
Kalich avoided the blade, punching her in the stomach. A blast went off, sending Captain Hal through the hill road in front of them. The energy faded. Kalich collapsed forward. Kalich! Annala stood up. She stepped over his weapon to stand over Kalich's collapsed form. You idiot! End of Chapter 7.